because sometimes the initial reaction may be of like, oh, I don't want that, was a new foreign thing. But after it being exposed a few times, the child may actually go towards the item. So yeah, so on our end, then we want to also so rather than like let's say I bring this toy and I go, hey Danny, just do this with this activity, just do it, just do this way or this way. What may happen is if we don't give the chance for the child to initiate that activity with us, the child will be very dependent on us. Yeah, so then he'll always kind of wait for us to do something. Then only he's like, oh, okay, what is it? Yeah, so that's why we would want to just like wait a short while before we jump in.
And how long we should wait?
Few seconds. Yeah, so I mean, not very long.
Not like 1 minute there because he will run away.
Yeah, not until he's like running off elsewhere and totally not with us anymore. Giving some time, like I think about 10 to 15 seconds would be okay. Just to see like okay. And what I will be doing in that time is I'll be trying on different ways to play with it. To just show him like, hey look, you can do it this way, you can do it this way, you can do it this way. And see if he would like he would kind of like show some interest towards it. Alright. On the flip side, if you wait too long, the child may lose interest as well. So that's why it's like you have like a small window to just like wait for a short while. And how long we wait is dependent on the child's like skill set lah. If waiting for a child is the ability to wait for the child is something that is quite consistent, then you can like wait a little longer. If it's not very consistent, you don't wait so long lah. Alright? Yeah. So observe, wait, and the last one is to listen. Yeah. So what are we listening for? We're listening for cues that the child is showing us that they like the item. Yeah. So it could be this kind of thing. So you're listening for whether they are like reaching out for more. You're listening for whether they are showing signs that they are happy with the item, or maybe not. And yeah, so sometimes these vocalizations may not make sense to us. So we want to then like really listen for whether listen to the sounds that the child is making and turn it into meaningful communication. Yeah. So for example, if let's say the child says this and goes like I mean, it's showing that he really likes the item. I mean, I wouldn't accept the child to keep saying like all the time. So what I would do is I would need to teach the child like, okay, hey, say water or say juice, for example. Yeah. Or like, so fun, nice, like, or if they're not able to say it out, then to maybe then just show a different action instead that shows that they like it. So then, for example, if the child is saying like, let's say it's water, and the child is just saying wah wah, I would then shape it to say like water. Yeah, water. So I'm basically shaping the child to say something more appropriate. Alright. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so this is basically the three things lah. And when it comes to reading a child, you need to be doing 1, 2, and 3.
This is when we are going to play with Danny.
This is basically
all the time.
All the time you should be owling Danny at where he's at. So when it will be, because in our structure we have like table work, we also have like floor time work. Then we actually have different stations for him. So he goes from station to station. So basically we need to be observing at each station, and at every moment, is he showing an interest or not? If he's not showing interest, is this an activity that is too difficult for him or not, or too easy for him? And that's why he's not showing interest. And the more we are like thinking as we are doing something with him, it will really help us to help Danny and teach him the skills that he will actually need. Yeah.
I have one question. For instance, I struggle when I'm going to do board games. and then I just open the board game and Danny will be already in the other neighborhood.
Okay.
Then I have to bring him back and engage with another thing,
Yeah.
and then quickly relegate him to play the other thing. You know,
Thank you so much.
but he doesn't. He won't be happy. To, wow, okay, let's play. What is that? He's not curious about that because he doesn't like.
Yeah.
But I want to teach him that
Yeah.
because that make a connection with all of us.
Yeah.
So like on Friday we did the game. We played with Senia here in the bench. Okay. And then we were playing there, and because I also want Danny to have some time engaged with Tommy. But Tommy now he's 3, almost 4.
Yeah.
He's very smart and he can do all these games now.
Yeah.
So he can because before was water balloon or the choo-choo train and things, but now Tommy can do puzzles, can do scanning, can do many things. So that's why. And then we try on Friday, and Danny was crying. He didn't really want to. He didn't want it. I see. It was Saturday. On Saturday. We were playing like bingo, like lottery.
Yeah.
And he didn't really like it, but well, we managed to have him there. He wasn't enjoying much, but by setting timing, no? So okay, 5 minutes and then you can go. Okay, and then he did the
What happened was, because he has matching skills, but he clearly did not show any interest with the game. But because we already started it, I told Nancy that we have to follow through with this, because otherwise he will learn to just, every time there's an activity he will just so we he did not have a meltdown. He did not know, but he protested throughout the time. So I had to explain that first we need to do this and then you can go. So 5 minutes was, but yes, he did not enjoy that whatsoever. But we had to follow through because otherwise it will never happen.
And that's the skill that I want to learn here at home, because this is like a family time.
Yeah, definitely.
It's something that we can have, like, you have this activity, we have a beginning and an end.
Yeah.
And he can stay with us, connected with us. He's also eating with us at the table, so it's another activity that we all do together.
Yeah.
Plus the bicycle, but when we want to do like something together, it's very difficult. Sorry.
Okay. So what Nancy is observing, that something like a board game, it's either it's too demanding for him to do it with like just so many people around, and there's a lot of skills that's required, like you need to wait, you need to share, you need to sit down with others. So it's a lot of demands. So then what we are listening is that maybe it might be too demanding for him. So then now we know the situation. What we might want to do is, let's see how can we simplify the whole activity and make it more successful for him. So we'll take it one notch down and try that out and see if that works. If it's okay, good, we'll continue on from that. If it's a little bit difficult, we'll take it down a notch a little bit more, and then we'll try that out and see if that works. So what I do is just going to where he can be successful and then build it back up. So I think ultimate goal would be, of course, to come back to just sitting down and playing those board games with the whole family. But if that's too hard for him, that at this point in time, we go back a few steps and then work towards coming back up again. All right. So very important when we are working with Dani, we have to owl Dani, because that tells us if something is too frustrating for him, and that also tells us if something is really worth expanding or like really worth investing in, because it's something that he's really showing that he actually enjoys. So we should really focus a lot on those things. So for example, if let's say we know that I think Nancy was telling me that he likes like those science experiments, cause and effect kind of things. So that will be something. Because we know that, we should like put more time or effort to really set that up for him, because we know that at least then in a session he would enjoy something like this. So then you would know then, oh, okay, because I'm gonna do this hard program, I can pair it up with this something super fun, so that he would know like, okay, just do it, and then he gets this fun activity, and then it doesn't become so distressing for him or so difficult for him. Alright? Yeah. So when we come to the point about sibling play, then we'll go into, okay, let's list down all the activities that we can try out with Dani first.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, so that's basically in terms of owling. So then some other tips that we want to really emphasize on is like when we are playing with a child, play face to face. Yeah, so just make sure that the child is like in front of you, and the reason being is because we want to build that joint attention to the activity, and at the same time also when you're in front of a person, you're able to observe how is the child engaging in the activity. You can actually see Dani, oh, he actually seems to be liking the activity, or you can actually see, oh, okay, he's showing some slight disinterest already. I can predict that in 10 seconds time he's gonna run off. Yeah. So but if you're not in front of him, you won't be able to tell that because you can't see his facial reaction or his movements from the back of him. But if you're in front of him, you're able to really tell, okay, like I can foresee a meltdown happening soon. Okay, change it up a bit now to avoid that meltdown. Alright, so very important to play face to face. When we are playing with the child, try to avoid asking like a lot of questions. Rather comment or label the play. So of course, and then of course we have
can answer.
Yeah. So of course, for things that he can answer, we will have the Let Me Talk app there, or he can just like point it receptively. So on my end, then if you're gonna ask a question, we need to make sure that the child is able to actually respond back. Yeah. So for example, if let's say I'm doing a book time and I'm asking questions that Dani won't be able to answer, but I'm just saying it to just fill up the spaces or whatnot, then I would not say those questions. Yeah. Rather I would just comment on what we are seeing. Oh, look, it's a tree of the pigs, and look at this pig. And rather than like, what's this pig doing? And like, what color is, or like, let's say if he has not learned colors, and you go like, hey, what color is this pig's t-shirt? And there's no way for him to tell, there's no device there, he can't actually tell us, then let's not put that out lah. So the reason being why we don't want to ask too many questions, because we're already asking him a lot of questions throughout the whole session. And usually questions is a demand that we're giving out to the child. And we may not realize that actually all these additional demands can be too much for the child. So then something that is supposed to be fun becomes so frustrating and whatnot for the child. Okay? Then next would be to use reinforcer assessment. So basically, we call that motivation assessment. So on our end, we need to be always observing where is the level of this child's motivation is at for a particular activity. So what we'll do later is, later with whatever that Xenia is doing, I want you to write down all the activities that he's doing and just rate from 1 to 5. So how we usually rate it is like 1 being like no interest at all, 5 being like super happy and like he really
in the activity.
In the activity.
And it can also be the what is 1 for me can be 5 for you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So it can vary with different people. So what maybe Xenia will be like something that Dani really likes with her, and like let's say he does that tickles thing with him, and he really likes with her. But when I do it, he does not like it.
Okay.
So you have to
It's
be
different.
Because kids respond differently to different people as well.
Okay.
And the same with reinforcers. For example, if maybe with me this is a reinforcer,